the level
Is it-
surface drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
I'm not kidding.
Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, is it level?
Yeah, so say if you put lots of money in and you've got a 2-mile tube and you really make sure there's no mistakes, then I'd say, well done, you measured 2 miles of flat on a canal. But I'm sure the ocean's still curved.
Flat.
Yeah.
So you'd be willing to concede that at least 2 miles of the...
So, yeah,
Trusted
sorry.
level
So
experiment,
if
which I've done.
2 miles of the canal was flat, and the canal is 23 miles, where does that leave you there for that?
I would think maybe canals don't show the full curvature like the ocean does.
Oh, full curvature.
But so far, I've only seen the 2-mile experiment.
Do you mean full curvature? Like a different curvature?
Yeah, a sphere of water, sphere of ocean surface and land
It's different
surface.
than a canal.
Yeah, I think
of
it might be
water.
a bit different. Works, how the gravity
Well,
pulls
one's
it
got
and stuff.
waves and's moving with tides, and one isn't. One's stationary.
Mm.
So which one would be easier to measure?
Don't forget one's salty.
And one's salty,
Yeah,
yeah.
salty,
So which one's easier to measure?
Of course, the canal's easier to measure, but it doesn't
So if the
prove
canal's two miles long,
non-curvature of
and,
the
and
ocean.
it's so seas curve and canals don't.
No, I think canals curve a little bit, but I think with your level thing, because there's nuance, you might be able to make a flat level measurement. We haven't detected curvature from here to there. But
Well,
I don't
there's
think
meant to
that's
be
enough.
32 inches drop,
Suggest-
isn't there, from one end to the other, over 2 miles?
Yeah, really.
32
My
inches.
prediction
8-inch
2 miles
hump.
in a canal, you'd find some of that curvature.
Yeah,
That'd be
but
my prediction.
a 32-inch drop or an 8-inch hump?
Isn't that the same?
No. One of them goes up 8 inches and the other one drops.
No, it never goes up.
32.
Really, isn't it? You're never in a valley. You're always on the top
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
ball
yeah.
aren't you, when you measure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but
if you've got
Jesse-
a water level that's 2 miles long, and you were to draw a line from one point to the other,
Hmm.
then
Yes.
You just said everything drops down and away from you, Dawn, when you're standing on the
Yeah,
beach.
but that still makes a hump in the middle.
You just
You
said
just-
there's no hump.
You just
No,
said it all
I
drops
said-
down and away.
I said it doesn't go up from your. If
And you've
if
just
you're
told-
comparing it to
oh,
another
there's a
position, of
hump.
course there's a hump between you. That's how a sphere works.
You sound a bit confused, Dawn.
No,
Who
I'm not
says we're on a
confused.
sphere? Why do we have to be on a
I
sphere?
do.
Why
Emma.
can't
I say we're on a sphere because I believe it.
um,
Also, you know when they say the Earth curves away from you and there's a hump in between, that fits all the observations that I do when I look across the landscape and the ocean and can't see stuff.
what happens when you can see stuff?
Oh, well, I just think that's not behind the curvature yet, or refraction's pulled up.
No. Oh, refraction
So-
goes upwards, does it?
Yeah, the amount of times I observe stuff disappearing behind the horizon is enough for me to say, yeah, there's a hump between me and that thing.
What about the times that there aren't? You
Like
just
what?
think that's
I
just
mean,
refraction.
well, I'm 38 and I've looked across the ocean and the land lots of times. I've never thought, oh my God, that shouldn't be seen.
Well,
Never
I
thought-
have.
never
I'm
ever thought that.
45.
Yeah. I've seen the Isle of Man. Yeah.
I've seen a lighthouse on a rock that you shouldn't even see the part of the rock that you see with the lighthouse on it.
Maybe that's a lot bigger, or refraction, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay. So all the measurements are out then.
Probably suggests it's just refraction making
Sensible was
it go up and
right.
down.
Sensible was right all these months.
Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, mate. Just it just sounds like there's a bit of confusion there. That's all.
What do you mean? What do you think I'm confused on?
Well, with the drop, you said there's a drop, and now you're saying that there's not.
Both, mate. It's both.
There's
From
both.
one position, it drops.
Well,
If
have
the
you
two
actually?
people standing either side, there's a hump between them. It's dropping, making a hump. I know that sounds mad, but that's what a sphere is.
Mate,
What
you
the
know,
shape is.
You said it drops down and away from your position in every direction, Dawn.
Yeah.
How can there be a hump between you and somebody
Because
else?
it's a sphere.
dropping
That's how a
down
sphere
and
works.
away?
Can you see me thing? Got Yoda. We've got Yoda
You
here.
could do this yourself. You could stick a
This
bit
is
of gum,
horizontal.
or
We'll have
stick a bit of gum on one part of a beach ball, and stick a bit of gum on the other part. Then imagine you have one piece of gum and watch the ball curve down away from you. Then turn it so you can see both bits of gum in your eyes, and you'll see the hump of the beach
Yeah,
ball
Dawn.
between them.
Well,
And there you go. You will never have to ask that question
it's
ever
what
again.
How
you're saying,
far?
but what
And
about?
then you'll never have to be confused about what sphere is ever again. After
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay, that's one thing. But there is a predicament you got there, and if you were to say,
You're the
I don't know where you
third
going, Ben.
person.
Sorry, you carry on, mate. But I was going to say about the from one position then the other position because that's where I think
That's
that's
that's a third person observer
We've all
as
got the
well.
beach ball and the gum in our minds,
Yeah,
so we know
Dawn.
that it does drop
Dawn.
away and have a hump.
Right.
Dawn, it's a
Yeah,
then
third
what about this then?
person observer.
You've got Yoda's
It's a
over
third
here,
person.
and we've got 2 miles to here. Where's DP? Is he? This is a horizontal, obviously, because it's in that horizontal position. So what happens? Because he stood at the edge of the water. Where's DP go?
lower.
I'm not quite sure what you're asking.
This is a horizontal set here, and
I'll
we've gone
assume that is 1 meter horizontal, yeah, and it represents 2 miles.
2
horizontal.
miles. Yeah.
So let's say you measured it and we couldn't find any drop, or you're saying,
No, I'm trying to ask you what would happen to
What if-
DP on your model. This is horizontal over
it'd be
2
32
miles.
inches lower than the left person,
32. So he's down here like this.
Yeah.
Right.
making
now,
a hump of curve between them.
okay. Now, DP's the guy because they've got a water level.
Right.
Right.
The water level showing 32 inches of drop,
Right. The water
Yeah,
level.
water level
This is where you
showing
might find a little bit of a problem, mate.
Now-
showing nothing.
So
Now,
listen
so
up.
he's just staying there, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to we'll put it at DP because the horizontal's set at DP's feet now.
What about Yoda?
Wait, oh, hey
I'm
up!
totally confused.
How's
Yeah, you will
Yoda got
be.
his
I'm not
water
surprised.
level up here? Is
Well, I'm
Yoda going to
saying
have
what-
to move down
what you're
here
saying.
and go like, hey, bring me my water level down?
You
Right,
need to
Yoda's
explain.
got a water level,
You
yeah?
need to explain what reality this is in,
Your
and
reality, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
what the water level results were before you
Exactly.
started moving them about.
He's
The one
got
you
it-
just explained to him.
Okay,
He's-
my globe reality on a globe.
He's
Yeah.
got a water level there,
Yeah.
and he's got a water level there.
All I'm saying is, on my globe, I
Um,
believe one person will be lower than the other person.
Just
in
go over it
comparison
again,
to
Bev,
that person.
because he didn't get it. Slowly, just go slowly.
Okay, so Yoda starts off, and he's got his water level here.
And
Remember,
what is the
remember
what
you're
happens
not
with
trying-
the water level over
remember
2
you're not
miles?
trying to wind me up. You're trying to convince me the Earth's flat. Remember
No,
that.
no, I'm not. I'm just trying to tell you about a water level.
There's no trick, mate. It's just
Yeah,
literally
this
this
is
is
just
where you get to the point
literally-
you just go.
If
This
it's not a trick, hopefully I'll understand.
His
what you
water level,
I hope so. Yeah.
his water level equalizes out, doesn't it? In this tube, it equalizes out. Same on this side as it is on this side. But
mean.
you
We're saying
say,
you've done a successful water level test.
okay, you say it's down, but it can't be, can it? Because if it's down from this end, then it
Hold on,
also
Bev,
goes
Bev,
down there.
Yeah.
Bev, so he's at 2 miles. It's alleged that there's a 32-inch drop
Yeah.
from the horizontal of Yoda. Yeah.
I think it's from the horizontal. It might just be from your position.
No, it's from the horizontal. It is. It's
Okay.
from the
Horizontal
horizontal.
from
That's
Yoda's
Jesse
position,
Kozlowski.
Yeah, 32 inches
Yeah.
drop then from the horizontal.
So okay, right. So this is from a water level. You see, so the water level is going to show 32 inches lower than the horizontal.
That's what I predict it should do, or it would
Right,
show
okay,
some of it,
okay.
but not be totally accurate.
Okay, so then we walk.
Right, okay.
Yoda comes over here. Right.
So you're
Now,
somewhere
and then
you're sailing
the
across.
horizontal set for Yoda.
But hang on, you've sailed down the canal 2 miles to the other point.
Yeah. And we're going back to the point that he was at.
You're now doing horizontal back up my
Oh,
drop that I theorise.
you go up the drop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's original.
Surely, if you walk down the 32
Yeah.
to the other person,
Yeah.
you're looking back over a hump to your original position. So when you do the
The
horizontal
water
back,
doesn't rise, does
Then,
it?
hold on, hold
Yes,
on,
on
the
mine
other
it
guy,
does.
On yours it
DP's
does.
got a drop of 32 inches. He's got to go the other way, and he'll have a 32-inch drop as well.
no, we're not going.
No, he's going back up.
When
Yeah,
you set
that's what I'm saying.
In
No,
my
they say
opinion,
that it's going lower.
when you're at the other position and you're doing a horizontal back, it will just show the same, another 32-inch drop. But it won't be an extra 32, it'll be the same 32, just back over the water, the opposite direction.
But that's up. Because you've come down.
No, it's not up and down, it's round the curve, in my opinion.
So there's a
The
hump.
bank or what?
Only up and down compared
So
to your
there's a hump in the middle then.
Yes. That's how spheres work, as I just
Right, so how
described
do you
with
have
the
a
beach
drop
ball.
if there's a hump?
It's a drop from a horizontal,
It can't. A drop from the
Making a hump
horizontal
between-
drops
making a hump
from
between
the
the 2 points.
horizontal. There's
Yeah,
no
now draw a
hump.
curve between that point and the drop.
Right, so you think
You
that...
dropped round and down a curve. That's what you've done. By 2
Yeah,
miles.
and then when you go back again, you go up.
Back over the hump.
Up.
You could call it up if you want.
Well, that's...
Up,
Because
yeah,
that's
back
the
up,
opposite direction of down.
Yes, it's back up and over.
Up water. Water goes up and down.
So it doesn't
It
drop
depends
down and away
where
from
you're
you in
looking
every
from, though.
direction then, Dawn.
Depends how you're looking at it.
Dawn, it doesn't drop down and away
Yes,
from you in every
does.
direction then. Well, how
does.
can it if you're going back up?
At this point, I'm going to accuse you all of pretending to misunderstand what a sphere is.
You've just
Oh,
said
yeah?
you've got to go back up
Yeah.
32 inches, Dawn.
We're just
They're
talking about
doing it
reality,
on a
mate.
higher, us doing it on a higher level. You other guys are just getting it wrong.
Right, so
Really?
you start here
Here we go.
and you go down,
Yeah, you can
but
call
then
that
you don't
down,
go
but
back up.
only down because you're holding it upright. It's round.
Oh, right, so we turn the ball then for where we are.
Yeah.
So, okay, nice.
Yeah.
So we go down,
We always
but then
imagine
just
ourselves
turn
on
the
the
ball,
top,
like, and to put ourselves back on the top.
We always imagine ourselves on the top of the ball.
Yeah,
So,
imagine
put two
that.
All right,
fingers on the
so
ball.
boop, boop,
Put 2 fingers on the ball and you'll see a hump between them.
and then we'll just keep we'll move the ball wherever we want to go, so we're on the top.
Yeah, you know that's not what I mean.
Does everybody do that, Dawn? Does everybody
Put
move the
2
ball?
fingers spread
so
out
they're
on the
always
ball
on the
there,
top?
and you'll see a hump between them. And then I'd like you all to never deny the hump factor of a sphere. again.
Like up and down, Dawn. I know
everything
it's
drops
hard
Show the
work
camera
for people
bear.
to
If you show the
understand.
camera bear 2 points on that ball and a hump between them.
Yeah, I know. There's a
Dawn,
curve.
you're mental.
There's a curve on every part of a
On
ball.
a sphere,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
hump
But
between
yeah,
2 points, right? We
Yeah.
all agree?
You are mental, Dawn.
but
Domestic primate. Do you agree there's a hump between 2 points on a ball?
there you go, like that. That's where your horizontal is. There, like that. And so when you go from here down
You
here,
can't disagree, can you? Because you're an adult and you
And
see
then
loads of balls.
you want to go back up again.
Yes,
Well-
if you're doing 2 horizontals and walking 2 miles backwards and forwards, that's what you're doing. You're walking around the curve, either down or up, or you could just call it round.
Well, you always drop down and away. The water level, like Jesse Kozlowski says, drops down / away from the horizontal at a rate of 8 inches times the
And
distance
then it's
in
the
miles
same
squared.
backwards in the other direction.
Can't be, because
That
that's
means
up.
you got
It
12
can
be,
down
that's
and
how
1
it
feet,
works.
Dawn.
You can show us the hump if you want on a ball now,
You can't.
so we can all
You
see
can't
it. A good
constantly
practical
drop
example,
8
3D.
inches every time you go. You can't do that.
let's see a great 3D practical example of the ball.
The problem is like
and we can imagine they're
problem
going
is-
up and they're going
I've got to
down.
put some food on.
the problem is that if two real people are at each end of a real water level, yeah, this is where the problem is. You're just
Nobody's
thinking about
dropping
some
anywhere.
drawing.
No, sure. If you had a real water level and you showed me, look, there's no 32-inch drop, we've done it perfectly, then that's another conversation. But at the minute, you're just theorizing.
That means if people are walking towards each other along a canal, they are both walking downhill
And uphill,
towards each other.
and uphill. It's not
Oh
really
my
downhill or
God.
uphill, though, is it? It's just
How does your
along the earth.
brain?
It's just along the earth around the curved surface.
But they're both walking down an 8-inch drop.
Not really. Yeah, they're both going down
Over a
and
mile.
towards each other. Yeah, Yep.
Yeah.
that's literally how a curve works. What a curve is.
No, one of them would have to be
That's-
walking
No, it's a
uphill,
hump.
and the others would have to be walking downhill. Dawn.
Curve is a
Sure
hump
is
between
talking
two
like he's an
Are the
authority.
people
on
in,
That's not what reality is, though,
on
is
top
it,
of their
Dawn?
ball as
Come on.
well?
Yes, everyone imagines themselves at the top of the ball.
I don't.
Even Australians.
I don't.
Imagination is good.
So when you do your thought experiments, Bev, you imagine you're on the side, walking up the side of the ball.
I imagine I'm on a horizontal plane
Right, well, maybe that's why.
with a horizontal and
you're-
vertical reference frames.
Maybe that's why you're stuck. You pre-assumed you're on a horizontal plane.
Nobody's stuck, Dawn.
It's measurable.
Is it?
We're not the ones that are stuck.
People use these instruments every day. It's measurable.
I've never seen a measurement that proves to me the oceans are horizontal. Never seen
Cares
one.
what you see.
Well, mate, you said it's measurable. I've never seen it. But that's probably why I don't believe it.
Cares what you see now. It's been measured.
I don't believe you.
Guess what?
Are you being honest
Reality
with
doesn't
yourself,
need
Dawn?
your requirement of you believing it or not. It's true whether you believe it or not.
Yes, but if I tell you honestly to your face, I don't believe you, it means you consider what you've
Just
said,
means you have
whether
an
it's true or
opinion.
not.
I can take
It just
in
means,
and
okay, well,
I can't.
I can tell you, no, I don't believe that. You haven't shown me anything to suggest that.
Tell your opinion. Doesn't mean you're right.
Oh, sure.
So
Why
that
not?
means you
Right.
haven't listened to anything that Bev's just said.
Right about a hump between 2 points on the ball, though. I'm right about that.
Dawn,
Yeah,
You
Dawn,
can have a
Dawn's
conversation,
trolling.
but
Come
you
on.
really, really need to stop thinking like you're talking like you're an authority on the fact. You're not.
Dawn's a troll.
personal
Don't get,
guess.
Dawn.
don't get affected.
He's literally
Hang
saying
on,
exactly
hang on.
what he said last time when he
I
came.
feel like I'm a bit of an authority
Lit-
compared to
You
normal
aren't not an authority.
and Earth measurements. Compared to
You are
normal.
not.
Compared
Get that
to
out of your
normal
head right
people.
now.
Normies haven't studied this. I've studied
You are
it.
not an authority. Do you understand me? You
I'm
are
an
a
authority
person
compared to
just
normies.
like us.
Do you understand?
I will
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
kick and ban your ass, bitch. You are equal.
Normies and noobs. I'm an
Ain't
authority.
nobody better than nobody.
Authority on what, Dawn?
On measuring Earth and what level and
What
horizontal
what
being.
have you done
Oh,
to
fuck
measure
off.
the Earth? Have you
You're
ever?
higher
You
down
said
a
you've never
hill.
used a level.
Yeah. What have you measured, Dawn?
Just compared to normies
What,
and noobs.
Dawn? What have
I
you
mean,
measured?
watch more YouTube videos. More YouTube videos than they have. Read more
I've
books.
thought about it and
More
talked about it and
NASA
studied
Thought
it for a
about
few
it
years.
more.
And
Nice.
you still think that you can have a 32-inch drop one end
And a 32-inch rise
Or
hump down,
drop.
down going up.
I said it's a
And
drop
the
both
people are
sides,
walking
depending on
down
which
and
way.
around each other when they're walking towards each other along the canal.
Yes, I believe that because that's what a ball is. That's what a curve is. It's a hump between 2 points.
Yeah, Dawn, two
Yeah, what
people-
fucks you up
two
is the canal though,
sets of
innit?
two
And the water level.
people are 2 miles away and they're walking towards each other. They're both walking up the curve.
We don't really say up.
Yeah, I know, but you have to.
We say level.
From their horizontal.
you're-
They're
up
walking
what
up
you
from
say.
their horizontal. No one says that. They're just walking towards each other around the curve.
Give a fuck what you say, Dawn.
What, next to the canal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like what I say.
Walking up.
Looking up the horizontal.
Yeah.
Walking up from the horizontal.
Yeah. Always, or just when you're walking towards someone who's at the other end of a water level? I don't know. What is that? Is there any other stipulations? Because you're always walking up. Because you were saying before that you're always on the top, so that would signify that you're always walking down.
You tricked me. I don't mean you're always walking up from the horizontal. I mean
But that's
you're
what
walking
you
down.
said. You said it,
You want-
Dawn.
You're walking up to the other person's horizontal end, yeah, and walking down from yours. Is that right?
Oh, so horizontals intersect now, do they?
You're being confusing. You know what I believe.
Well, it's nice to see you about anyway, Dawn. I haven't seen you for a while.
We do agree, don't we, that a curve is representing a hump between 2 points, which can be thought of as up and then down, like walking over a hill, right?
No.
Do we agree?
Like, don't conflate curves and circles with real stuff. I mean, I know what a hill is. I mean,
I'm
I've
talking
definitely
about
seen a
ball,
hill.
Bev. I'm talking about a ball, Bev.
Yeah.
Just imagine a big ball in the middle of your studio, your laboratory.
What, like a hill?
No,
or,
I'm saying the
or
hump
just like a
between-
ball.
The hump between 2 points on a ball is like a hill.
Yeah, like a hill. Yeah, I understand what that is. That's an increase in elevation, right?
No, I don't mean like a hill like that. I mean it's to walk up and down over it.
You mean like a horizontal hump?
Oh, you're just being silly.
Well, ICQ is going to be live in about 5 minutes. He dared to say that.
You do get people very confused when you talk about this hump.
I get people confused.
All of you three.
All
three.
of us.
Who three?
Domesticated Primer, spot on level, and Bev.
What, we get you confused?
You get me and other people confused because what you relate a horizontal to and a curve to is changes every time you speak.
No.
So
No, we've always said
your
the same
logic-
thing.
your logic
Horizontal's always
doesn't
been
attach to it,
horizontal,
though.
Yeah.
Your logic doesn't attach to what you said previously. You just keep tricking people.
Dawn, your logic doesn't attach to what you said previously. You said when you stand on the beach, everything drops down and away from you.
That's what I think. Yeah.
And you contradicted yourself
No, I didn't.
alongside the canal. You said you had to walk back up 32 inches.
Yeah, that's
Well,
after
that's
the confusion
ridiculous.
of you talking about two opposite
That's
horizontals,
ridiculous.
two opposite drops, full well knowing how a
That
sphere and a curve
is
works with drops both
ridiculous,
sides. Both
Dawn.
sides. You're stuck in a semantical trick.
I'm not stuck
That's
anywhere.
what's happened.
I'm not stuck anywhere.
Was
You
there
are.
any drop in the water level, Bev, when you last tested it?
No, it was equal. It equaled out on either side. Like
How far did you do?
100 meters
Oh, wow.
at the minute. That's the record. How far have you done, Don?
Of a canal.
No, how far have you done with your water
I've never
level?
done it, you know, I've
What
never
have
done
you
that.
done
Oh,
when
I've
you
never done that.
when you measured?
I've never done it. You know, I've never done it.
Okay.
So
So
how far?
are you
does it go
ever
down?
where is it that you're supposing that these horizontals would intersect?
What horizontals?
The horizontals that each person has, that you're walking up and towards
Oh yeah.
another
So
one.
guess what? Yeah. So say you've got two people 2 miles apart.
Mhm.
They both do a horizontal towards each other.
Mhm.
Yes, those horizontals will intersect on my model.
At
That's
the
what I
at the
believe.
midpoint.
Somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where'd the drop go?
Yes. They intersect.
Okay, so that's up then. So them
Up or
horizontals are aiming upwards.
No, just towards each other.
Okay. So how do they, with the parallel logic that we did earlier, how do they intersect?
Because they're both drawn horizontal across the surface of a sphere, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. So they're not parallel to the horizon then?
No.
I think you need to look up a definition of horizontal.
You probably need to look up the definition of curve.
What's
Do you
that?
know anyone?
What is that?
Oh, do you know?
Go on, have a look up the definition of curve, Dawn. Go on, please.
Oh, I'm telling Buster he needs to.
I know
Oh,
what
do
the
you know
definition
anyone
of
who's
horizontal
measured
is.
curve?
Sorry, Clear.
Do you know anyone who's measured curvature?
Yes, not personally, but I've heard many stories.
Like who?
Soundly, for one.
Soundly.
What his name is?
Nutsack.
George and the dog, that guy.
Nutsack. George Nutsack.
He claimed to, didn't Bill Nye do it? National
Nye,
Geographic.
that's the
National
first.
Geographic. Didn't
National
Jeremy do
Geographic,
it?
that was a classic, that one, wasn't it?
Didn't Jeremy do it as well?
Holy shit, Dawn, you're too clever for this. Why are you trolling us?
I know. It's
Like,
really
literally, you're
bored.
too. I know, but this is ridiculous because none of us give a shit what shape the Earth is. We're interested in what we can do, like ground level and measure and do ourselves, regardless of what fucking shape the Earth.
Bev designing strange formulas if he doesn't care what shape the Earth is.
T-shirt.
fun.
Wearing me T-shirt.
That's why I'm here
We're
for
trying to
fun.
figure out like if horizon is linked to the horizontal.
It's
Like,
called
'cause
horizon,
whenever
but
I
just
use
look
the horizontal, because I've used horizontals in the building trade, like construction, and when we put like these horizontals up with levels, they're straight lines.
Right, but when you do a horizontal, you're doing it off to the distance, right, into the vanishing point. How's that parallel with the horizon, which is left to right? You know it's parallel to the horizon if it's going towards the horizon.
Because it's
almost at
horizontal.
90 degrees. It's at 90 degrees to the horizon. So how are you saying it's parallel?
It's what, 90 degrees to the horizon. What are you talking about?
When do you ever measure a horizontal that's the same as the horizon? You don't. You measure it away from you.
It's always parallel to the horizon.
Well,
That's one of the
I was,
rules.
That's what I'm disputing at the minute. That's what I'm disputing.
Hold on. Yeah, I have measured it. I've been down the beach, yeah, and I put a level, yeah, across 2 points, a 4 foot level, 6 foot level, and when you come below the line of the level, it's dead in line with the horizon.
Okay, yeah, I get it. So for those 6 meters, the horizon looks like it's parallel to your water.
No. The distance it covered was about 17 miles. Do you know what
I thought
perspective
you
is?
just said 6 meters.
Yeah, no, I said a 6 foot level, but if you're looking at it from, a point, and you're looking underneath the level, for instance, whatever, at a distance, whatever it is to the horizon, is the width, and that was dictated by two land masses.
But you
So I knew that I could see there, and I knew I could see there. I knew the distance between them. I knew if I got them all in the space between the level, then I would be covering that distance. And there was no...
You measured 17 miles of horizontal parallel to the horizon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't
And
really
there
believe
should have been.
that it was fully
I mean,
level.
that was in the early days when I just literally was that actually I may need to go a bit higher to try and see if there's some, that makes a difference. And I sort of got a little bit higher, and I've been meaning to go and do it again at about sort of 30 feet.
Do you care what shape the Earth is?
Sorry?
Because Emma was trying to say you don't care what shape the Earth is, but now you're telling
I'm
me
just
about all
trying to
this effort
figure
you
out
put into finding out.
He's not trying to find out what shape it is he?
You do
He's
care
trying to
a
find
bit.
out if the horizon's horizontal.
And then he just switched the person that he was asking. Like, pick fucking somebody and stick with them. Fuck.
Okay, spot on level. Do you care?
Oh
What
my
shape-
god, he just
do you
changed
care
it
what shape the
again.
Earth is? That's who I was talking to. Emma says you don't care, but you're all here in the level Discord, putting effort and time into it. So I think you do
On
care.
the level, Dawn.
We're
It's
just figuring
honesty.
out we're trying to figure out whether or not level is curved. That's it.
Is it?
In my
That's it.
opinion, that's all I'm here for, really.
You can look in the dictionary for that.
Oh, really?
Dictionary will tell you, yes, level is curved.
When did you say that? Angela? Where does it say that? Can you find that for me?
Sea level.
What?
And look up,
Sea
and
level
look
what?
up what shape the Earth is, and it'll tell you it's clear.
Spot-on's
Oh,
just
there's no
I think your
presumption
sea
there.
level's curved.
Spot-on's just demonstrated that he didn't see any curve in the sea level, Dawn. Are you deaf?
From left to right.
It's right, obviously you're not going to see it. I've seen a
Oh,
17 mile
What's
horizon.
that? I
looking
thought
flat.
it curved equally in every direction.
Yeah.
Deeply.
There should be about, I think I worked out there should be 35 metres at the height I got to. I think
Okay.
30 or 35 metres of curve. 17
Right.
miles. 17 miles, yeah.
Right. Yeah, but you're not going to see that, are you? 'Cause it's spread out.
No, wouldn't it give you a hump in the centre of your spirit level, Dawn?
Not left to right, no. No.
Of
You
course
wouldn't
it would.
see it
Why
on
not?
left to right.
Why was that?
That's not how a sphere works.
What happens when they're on the ISS? Can't they see it then?
See what?
Nothing.
Doesn't your spirit level create a chord, Dawn?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what a chord is.
I haven't got a spirit level.
So you don't know much about a sphere either, or a circle. You don't know what a chord is.
Or level.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it time for you to go now, Dawn?
We've
I want-
tricked
I
him
wanna hang
enough.
I
Dawn.
want
No,
to
you
hang
said-
about, that's fine.
you
This,
said you
this
had no
conversation
friends.
can trail off, but I don't want to go.
Please don't put me back in the same suitcase.
Well, yesterday we had ICQ. Was it yesterday or maybe the day before
He's
yesterday?
in chill chat again. But
Is he? Well,
Yeah.
we had him and he came here and he went bendizontal, right? And he was bending straight lines, fight the flat earth styley, right? Now,
Well, if you trick me enough.
well, you
trick.
Yeah, you were the first time I've ever heard of anybody walking up down. That,
Yes, but
that was brilliant.
Can I re-explain what I meant? So that you don't think I'm crazy.
No, you are crazy. It's too like that.
Go on then.
Far too late.
Please explain the up down.
You measure a horizontal, and on my model it shows 32 inches drop the other side. Yeah, from where you are to there, it's 32 inches lower
Yeah.
than the horizontal.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's 32 inches lower in elevation.
It does, because that's
Just mean-
that's
no,
how
it
you
doesn't.
measure. Yeah, it
It
does.
doesn't.
You measure a vertical change from the horizontal. That's
Yes,
that's
but
what
that's not
elevation is. It
No.
is a change
No.
in vertical height
Only if you assume
from
Earth's
the horizontal.
flat. Only if you assume Earth's flat.
No. If that's in reality, that's
No,
what
no,
they
no,
do.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Measuring a horizon drop is not about elevation.
No, it's not horizon drop. You said the horizontal. Don't get mixed up. It's
Drop
it's
from
parallel to the
Drop
horizon,
from
not
horizontal.
yeah. Yeah,
It's like
drop
the curve of the Earth.
drop
It's not
from
about dropping.
drop from
It's not dropping in
horizontal.
elevation.
That's how you measure elevation drop.
no.
It is.
Only if you assume Earth's flat.
No.
You're not assuming that.
No, actual drop in a vertical distance, right, away from the horizontal, and increasing that would mean that the land is getting lower in elevation.
No.
Yeah, that
No,
that
you're
is.
just wrong
That's
on
a,
that.
no,
You're
no,
just wrong.
that's,
Do it.
that's
People have
surveying.
professions doing it. Yeah, I was gonna say people
Come
have a
on, Buff.
profession that
Come on, bro.
No, it's not called elevation. Elevation is from sea level up and down.
Yeah. Measured
I'm
vertical
talking
distance
about
away from the
Sea
sea
dropping
level.
from
The
your
mean,
horizontal that you've measured.
mean sea level, a change in vertical distance from that. Yeah.
You didn't let me explain what I meant because you're just asserting something in between.
I was hoping that you might take in that that's how they measure elevation changes. Like literally, that is what it is.
So, okay, let me say this. If you measure a horizontal 2 miles out into the ocean, yeah, you've set a
No,
horizontal.
you wouldn't measure a horizontal out 2 miles into the ocean. So let's not do
Why
that,
not?
right?
Why
because
not?
that's ridiculous.
Why?
Because why would
Because
you be
they're
doing it?
designed to only they're designed to be accurate over a certain distance. Otherwise, atmospheric
2 miles?
conditions may
2 miles is okay.
affect.
We have one person on the shore at the sea level and one person on
Why,
the boat
why,
2 miles
why do you
out.
think? Sorry, Dawn, but why do you think surveyors only, use these optical instruments for around 100 meters? And no
Okay, so
more.
we can't do 2 miles, you're saying? Only 100
Not over
meters.
one. Not one.
Sighting.
Yeah. No. I'd say that. Yeah.
100 meters with one water level.
Not a water level. I said an optical.
I'm not talking about optical levels. I'm saying
Okay.
of an
So,
experiment out
okay.
in the ocean,
Oh, sorry.
on the beach, 2 miles out
Yep.
to a boat, yeah,
Yeah.
and it
that's
measured
a good idea.
32 miles drop, 32 inches drop on the boat.
How?
side.
How the
Yeah.
water level would? How would they measure a 32-inch
No,
drop?
what level does measure drop?
Well, yeah. But are you saying that the guy in the boat would need to have a stick holding the water level up for the water level to establish a horizontal, and
to the
they
boat.
could then measure the drop?
It's connected to the boat and connected to the beach.
As long as there's no waves or like tidal or
Okay,
bullshit.
shall we do it on a big beach but not go into the ocean?
How about we do it alongside the canal?
Okay, we'll do it alongside the canal. You've done it, yeah? Along the canal, alongside it. So you're not in the water. You're next to it with a tube, right? Someone's
You
2
can be in
miles
it if
away.
you want.
Someone's 2 miles away, and they say, "Look, we
We're on the
found it.
towpath.
32 inches. It dropped 32 inches. Yeah, let's pretend you've got that result. 32 inches.
How, Dawn? No. How
I mean-
would you measure a 32-inch drop?
With a water level.
Okay, right. So we're at the canal, like we're on the towpath, and we've got a water level, and let's say it's 32 inches off the water, right, from the canal. It's yeah. Then the other end of the water level, where would that be in relation
would
to
be
the water level on the
Touching the
canal?
water. You'll be touching the water, showing it's 32 inches low.
The, what the
Hypothetical,
so the horizontal would drop to the water.
Oh my god.
You're not even listening to me. You're just trying to confuse me again.
No.
That was
This
good.
is beyond mental.
That was good.
You didn't listen to me. You just brought up other stuff to confuse me.
No, I was
Well,
just
you
trying to
just
give
don't
you some
know anything
measurements for you
else,
to
it's funny.
conceptualize your.
Does the water level measure drop?
No, it's level, right? It's horizontal. It establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
Okay, wait. So your water level tool doesn't ever measure drop ever?
No, it's
Okay.
it's a level. It's a
Okay, we
horizontal.
use the water level and we
You
establish
can
horizontal.
use
Wait,
a
I'm
water
still
level
going, I'm still
to
explaining.
see what. Well, no, you can use a water level to find the drop, though.
Okay, that's
because
what I
it will be
mean.
the
That's
distance
what I
away
mean.
from the level.
That's what I mean. So let's say you do a water level, you establish a horizontal 2 miles, then
Yeah.
you measure using that water level how much drop.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
yeah, of the land, right underneath it.
Underwater.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
yeah, right. So the canal. So
Wow.
yeah, okay. So
let's pretend you got that result.
yeah,
You're
what got
surprised
what
you-
result, Dawn?
Oh no.
Dawn.
My level curved
Dawn,
arguments
what got
Bam.
what result?
32 inches drop.
How would you get that from a water level?
Explain that. Spawn level agreed.
No, you haven't
Yeah.
explained
Yeah.
how you end up with a 32-inch drop.
Me, it's not what the water level's for. Finding a
To
drop.
establish a horizontal.
Yes, and then you use the horizontal to measure a drop, right?
Okay, so what is dropping away from what?
We just went over this as well.
Okay, so the canal, the water level at one end is 32 inches off the canal.
Yeah.
It is going to go for 2 miles. What happens at the other end of the
Why are you
water
asking
level?
questions and not letting me explain.
Oh, I'm just asking you, what happens?
Same question that I just answered.
Yeah, but you had the water level rising, didn't you? You had them both touching.
Let me ask you: can you use a water level to determine drop?
Can you
Please
tell me
answer. Please
how
answer.
it measures
My
drop,
question.
please?
I'll answer yours after you answer mine. can you use a water level to determine drop?
Yes,
of the
a water level establishes a horizontal, so you
then
can
you-
measure a distance from that horizontal and measure the
But
drop.
Why
Yes.
are you playing around the point then? If you admit it now.
Okay, so
Okay, so let's pretend.
what happens at the water level at the other end, please, Dawn? It's 32 inches off the water at one end. What happens
It's
at the
closer
other
to
end?
the water. That's what I'm saying happens.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Closer to the water.
It's closer.
Yeah.
So is that the water rising to the horizontal or the horizontal dropping towards the water?
That's a weird question, but it's the
Well,
horizontal.
it's got closer.
Established the horizontal.
It's got closer. Yeah, it was 32 inches away from the water at one
The
end.
horizontal is now intersecting with the water. Let's talk
It's
about it.
intersecting with the water.
In this hypothetical experiment.
Right, okay, now I will ask again then, Dawn. Has the horizontal dropped to the water level, 32 inches, or has the water level risen to the horizontal,
Because this is
32
a
inches?
hypothetical experiment, and I'm not even talking about what you're talking about. Will you let me finish explaining it? Yeah. We're at the point where you've used your water level successfully with all your knowledge about water levels. Yeah. You've
Yeah.
established a horizontal, and you found that that horizontal has made you determine a 32-inch drop over the distance. Yeah. Let's pretend that.
Like, this is pure fantasy, right? We playing...
It's just hypothetical.
Yeah,
I
we're
can
playing
explain the up and
ballers
down
fantasy, right?
I can explain the up and down.
Playing
thing now.
pure ballers fantasy, yeah. Well, my brain can't do that. I cannot reach that far from reality to
You
accept
can't
that.
do a hypothetical experiment with
No,
me.
I mean
Of course,
it's
about
nearly
your own tool.
as bad as imagining space to be a vacuum.
If we wanted to discuss our differences of opinion on vacuums and space, we'd have to imagine.
I was just
It's true,
comparing. I
right?
was just showing you how ridiculous finding
You're
that a
not- you're not
water
willing to
level
imagine-
can
you're not willing to
find a
imagine
drop of 32 inches
drop. You're not
whilst
willing to
what the
imagine.
meeting up with something.
You're not mad. You're not willing to.
One of
imagine
them's meant to
why
go
the
off
drop-
to fucking space.
How can we discuss what I meant about the drop if you're not willing to imagine finding one? I'm willing to imagine finding no drop. If you want to go through that, so I'm willing to imagine it. Why aren't you? Why not just imagine that we've used your tool and we've determined a drop, and then I can explain what I mean by up and down across the hump. It's like when I suggest anything other than your horizontal being definite.
Dawn, look, Dawn, I'm not trying to prove anything or like be nice to people, or I'm only living in reality, and I can only go with what I can imagine, right? And I've seen quite a lot of stuff in reality, so I've seen stuff, right? Now, if I've seen something that's true, right, I cannot imagine that truth not being true, right? Why not? I don't watch enough TV. I've stopped watching TV ages ago, and I've distilled my water. So
you're not willing to go through thought experiments.
A thought experiment of stuff that I know that isn't possible to appease somebody's delusions.
You're not willing to do it. You just decided what's what, and you're not willing to talk about it.
I'm making me tea. I know what is in reality. Dawn.
So you've decided you're correct, and there's no talking about.
I'm gonna wait and see what the test is. But what you're supposing with your thought experiment is even further out than I've ever heard before, and I've been dealing with a lot of people, Dawn.
All I'm proposing is that you do your measurement and find a different result. That's all I'm proposing. It's not far out and radical.
Find
It's
a
just
different result than what?
Imagining what would happen if you found a different result. You did 100 meters, you found it was horizontal and level, there was no drop. let's pretend you did 2 miles and found a drop.
You can pretend, yeah.
Okay, so let's pretend you found a drop. One guy is lower than the other guys, horizontal. He's not lower in elevation, he's still at sea level. If they're walking towards each other, they've both got to walk round the 32 inches. Very slight curve.
Yeah,
you can call that up and then down. You can call it down all the way. You can call it up all the way, but
Yeah.
it's just round the curve.
Okay, so that...
I think I'll explain.
Yeah, equal, even altitude, a surface of even. Would you call that even if you're going up and down, but not up and down? You're not thinking of it as up and down. You can almost think of it as though it's a straight line, right? You just like sort of imagine the curve afterwards, and that way it could work, right? If you just imagine the curve and literally measure and go with everything as though it is horizontal,
Yes,
you'd be fine, wouldn't you?
I agree, yeah.
Well,
I
that's it.
can't
Well,
actually
let's
witness
just do
walking
that.
over a 32-inch curve. I admit, I would not notice. I would need the tool to know. And I am imagining when I talk about the ocean's curve. That's an imagination, but it's a belief too.
Yeah, it's like you've got to imagine. This is where Jesse Kozlowski's done you wrong, right? There's either a drop or there's a hump, and one of them goes up and the other one goes down. But whereas, like, you have got to imagine that they're both the same.
No, not the same. It's just round a ball is dropping from your horizontal position across the ball, and it's curving.
Yeah, but then when you go back, you've got to go up. But no, you're going back down. It just doesn't logically work. There's a fallacy there. There's a logical fallacy. Yes.
You can't imagine a big ball. That's the problem you have.
I can't imagine big enough balls.
Yeah, you've decided not to imagine an Earth-sized sphere ever
with
again.
Everybody
So
on the top of it.
No, it's impossible.
With everybody on
It
top.
doesn't make sense. I don't think I'm a bendizontal proponent, but I'm a level can be curved proponent.
Yeah, he did that yesterday. Bendizontal. Can you imagine that?
They do that. What do they say? Do they say horizontal's curved?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way out, really.
I mean, I could say that, but I don't want to get too beaten up semantically. So I have to keep some of these words as their straight standard definition.
Yeah, that's the only logical position is to say that a horizontal line is a curved line.
It's easier to just brush you off like that and say yes, all your horizontals are curved. But what I'd like to say is you're not being honest about what horizontal is.
The geometry.
You're making semantical tricks around what horizontal level means.
You literally can't do it within the geometry, can you? You know, you literally can't bend a straight line. Bend a straight line, yeah. It's because horizontal is perpendicular.
I wouldn't argue that level usually means curved. I'd just argue that sometimes a level line can be curved.
You
know, if you draw one circle inside another circle, the outside circle is level with the inside circle.
No, it's not.
and parallel, I would say, if they're perfect circles and they're perfectly inside each other.
They've just got a common centre, right? Circles with a common centre.
Common sense, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say they're level with each other. The lines are level.
Nah.
Yeah,
You'd be wrong with
The
that.
dictionary agrees with me.
Concentric circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, concentric circles. They're
They're
level with
not
each other.
parallel.
They're not level.
Well,
not level
parallel
with
is
each
a
other.
stretch because parallel normally means straight lines, doesn't it?
Level.
I might be able to find a definition.
So
that says they're
level, mate.
parallel about it.
How do you level a circle?
You know, on a Scalextric track, the two tracks of the two cars are parallel, even on the curved bits. Someone could argue that maybe.
Mm.
Yeah. You'd be silly to argue that.
When
with
I'm doing any construction work, I'm doing any like arches or anything like that, you don't say, "Oh, is that a level arch?"
No, but you say, is this arch level with the wider arch on the top of the building, don't you?
No,
You build an arch so that it matches the other arch.
they're not level.
They are if they are level.
Yeah, the bottom of the arch is level. Yeah,
In finished
and
carpentry,
the
we just
top
call
might
it
be
a
level with the
reveal.
other,
Imagine we've got a train track
but they're not.
driving along by the side of a road, and even though there's some curves in the train tracks, people would say that train track is basically parallel with the road,
Are they curving in
Yeah.
the same radius?
even though there's some curves in both of them, because they stay next to each other the same distance, so they're basically parallel.
No, they're not.
I'm gonna look up and see if I can get you guys on curved being parallel now.
You'll have to switch totally different geometries.
Like non-geometry,
Yeah, non-Euclidean.
non-any.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
And I found it with one Google search. I wrote in, can curves be parallel? First result, maths is fine. Parallel curves. Curves can also be parallel when they keep the same distance apart, called equidistant, like railroad
Is
tracks.
that level? Are they level then?
I'll look that one up in a sec. And
So
that's
they're
what I've already
equidistant
looked up, mate, and concentric circles are level, yes.
If you
I've
can
looked that
find
up before.
level arch or level curve,
It's warped, right?
I've never
Is he
leveled a
breaking
circle.
up or is that me?
Parallel. Sometimes, like the train tracks.
curve line can't be level though.
Yes, I believe they can.
They can be on a horizontal plane, can't they?
Oh god, here we go. This is not just level being a curve and curve being parallel. This is, can circles be parallel? Yes. Concentric circles are parallel. But then so are any circles that do not intersect. Or any line segments that do not intersect. Whatever their angular orientation.
Right, so with them being parallel means they do not intersect.
Yes.
Okay.
On the train track example, and the one just read, I think, said that.
So yeah, okay, so parallel lines do not intersect.
Yeah.
Horizontal's parallel to the horizon, you know.
Would you agree with this thing I posted here, parallel curves? Or would you disagree with mathsisfun.com?
Parallel curves. Well, yeah.
They can be parallel
Yeah.
If they keep it at the same distance, if they're equidistant.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Right. So now we know parallel doesn't just refer to straight and horizontal lines. It can refer to curves too, right?
Yeah. Of course it can. Who's argued about that?
Someone.
They just don't intersect, right? That's. I don't think there's ever been any claim, right? But a parallel line, a parallel straight line, won't intersect either. Just like any parallel lines, they never intersect. That's the point, right? And now when you say horizontal is parallel to the horizon, you're saying horizontal's a straight line, right? Or horizontal plane even, because it's parallel to the plane of the horizon. So that's bringing plane into, that's the two-dimensional thing. And that's what that means, right? A horizontal plane. It's like above a point, isn't it? It's like a plane. The whole plane of the horizontal is with the plane of the horizon. But you had them intersecting, didn't you?
Had your two horizontals measured towards each other in the section, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Because
imagine...
I guess that's disagreeing with your formula, isn't it? Saying they're not parallel.
Well,
Yeah, I thought-
imagine then, right? You're looking one way, and you know you're horizontal, right? And then you walk backwards for 2 miles. Will that horizontal change it in any way at all?
I think this is where I get confused easily because I don't do this thing. So when you're talking about establishing a horizontal, I
gotta
don't
go
know
now.
whether you mean an imaginary line from your point going straight out.
Like
that moves
I'm
with
just
you.
trying to get
I don't know
with whether you
mean it
understand
moves
what
with you or not.
horizontal is.
I don't know if it moves with you or not. I don't know how you're doing.
I'll have
You
to,
carry it with you for 2 miles.
Yeah, I'll have to draw that when I come back. I've got my tea, so back in a
No.
bit. See you in a bit.
I'm trying to look for our concentric circles level, and I can't actually find it. I'm sure I've said it before though.
Turn up. No.
Blimey.
Right?
Blimey?
Blimey. What does that mean?
Yeah. That's what Don is.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blimey
okay.
bastard.
Grimy.
Lying. He's lying to us.
Hey, I would never lie.
Oh, please. You've been lying since you fucking got here.
I believe this stuff. I believe the
Listen, buddy. Listen. You can lie to your parents, but you can't fucking lie to me, okay? Get over it.
Do you think that I secretly think Earth's flat? I'm just trying.
Listen. You obviously don't fucking remember me, so let me refresh your memory. I will fucking destroy you.
Go for it.
So,
Who are you?
okay. Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I? Oh, buddy.
I obviously don't remember you. Please enlighten me.
Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo doo. Sorry, Emma.
You're the Baby Shark fan. I remember you.
Oh. Yeah, remember you're the guy that gave me shit because I wasn't being honest about what I thought the moon shape was.
Oh,
Remember
that's it, yeah.
that? Oh yeah,
Right,
no, yeah.
So,
Go on.
Dawn,
Go on.
are you an atheist?
No, I am against most organized religions.
Okay,
wait.
but you
I
have
believe
a
in
belief in something.
I believe in spirit, magic, God, Lucifer, the devil, demons. I believe in all of that.
Cool.
And that has helped me to get to that point, I think.
What about aliens?
I mean, because I think it's definitely possible other creatures exist in the cosmos and they could get here, but I don't think I actually believe they live among us. But their part of me does, because I think the way humans act on Earth is like they're being controlled by Draconian demons. So I think,
But maybe they could just be demons.
yeah, I think they do believe in aliens, as in stuff, as in beings not from Earth. Yeah, so they could be demons or
So
aliens.
demon, yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree there's demons per se,
I
but
believe in both types. I believe in extraterrestrials and demons, and I think they must cross over.
who knows? I still don't believe we're on a ball.
No. It could be though, can it? It could be.
It's the most absurd shape.
I think it's a great shape of sphere. It's very hard to imagine being on a big sphere.
It's not.
I find it quite hard to imagine. I find it hard to explain to you guys.
No, we get it,
I mean,
but
from walking from one point to another one. It's hard to
yeah, the thing is, I've looked into all the model that we supposedly have. I've looked into it all. I didn't just go, oh, I don't believe it, and I don't. I'm happy to admit I don't honestly, definitely know, but what we can prove and measure ourselves, I can't find any curve.
Yeah, but only got 100-meter water level. Yeah, and you're not professionals.
We're gonna. Why do you have to be a professional to
You don't
figure
I'm a
out how to
professional. Thank you.
build?
That could be why you haven't found it yet.
But
Okay,
what about all these people that build houses and things for a living? Do you think that they don't understand how to build things level?
most houses are only like 10 meters across. Doesn't matter what shape the earth is.
So you don't think you have to have any particular skill to build a house?
I don't think you have to take into consideration the shape of the earth at all to build a house.
That's not what I said.
That was my answer. I don't think the shape of the earth comes into building, so I don't think that's very good evidence for a flat earth.
Yeah, but that's not what I asked. I'm just asking if you, as a person, just in general, would you be able to go and build a perfect house, perfectly level, everything, all the foundations, everything? Could you just go and do that?
I think I could learn to build a house with a horizontal flat floor. Yeah, if I learned it. I don't think I'd have to know the shape of the earth to do it either.
You might. No one said you need to know the shape
Let's
of the earth.
say I did a house that was 30 meters long, so it's quite long. And
I don't know why you keep bringing the shape of the earth into it. I was just asking because you seem to be going on about experts and
when you first started
and
mentioning
stuff.
the building, you said, "Yeah, but what about all the builders that do this for a living?" And I thought you meant they're measuring no drop. So that's
No,
evidence.
I'm on about the builders that they can do all this. They're not what you would class as academic experts in the field of mathematics, physics, astronomy, all of that
Builders are
bollocks.
not professional, and they manage to make level things.
Yes, and if you asked an academic to go and build a house, do you think he would be able to do it as easily
No, but I don't know
without the
how they
experience?
set the argument for.
Well, I'm just saying
non-joker.
there's different definitions of expert.
Yes.
So one
what I'm saying is,
expert to someone is
what I'm saying is
completely
maybe you
different to
haven't-
another person.
Maybe you've not put enough money and effort into finding the curve yet, and that's why you haven't found it yet.
Money and effort. It should be easy. If we were on a ball, it should be there for us all to see very plainly, very visibly, and we
Well,
could even measure it.
I see it pretty clearly and visibly when I see it. Yeah, I'd describe
Well,
it.
you think you see things get further away in the distance, and then they just reach a point, and they do some weird shit, and they kind of
That's not what I
disappear.
see big things being obstructed at the horizon line.
Okay. And that instantly means we're on the ball.
No, but I see it clearly and visibly, and it suggests a ball shape to me.
Why? Why is that your immediate reaction?
Because I've thought about 3D shapes in my head before, so I can imagine looking across a flat shape and
Okay, imagine.
something
Hang
just
on,
getting
hang on.
smaller. Just
So we're on the imagine in
I'm looking
quotation.
at the table to my right here, and I'm imagining if I put my eyes down to one side and move something small to the other end, it would get smaller. But it
Then
wouldn't
do it. Find a
wouldn't
car park.
disappear.
Find a car
I've done it
park
before,
that
Emma.
you know is completely level. Lie on the floor
I've
and
done
get
it.
someone to walk away.
You know what I found when I did this experiment? I found there is some nuance
There
close.
is some weird
close
shit that happens.
horizon.
Yeah.
But
And it's to do with, well, the stuff that happens in the atmosphere, but it's also to do with what happens in life. It's just the way stuff works. So I don't get why that immediately in most people's brains just go, yeah, we live on a ball. That's because the idea has been put in your head that it's a ball. Otherwise, you have no reason. Otherwise, you just see all this stuff and think nothing of it. You think that's the way your eyes work. That's
argument. If I hadn't looked into it, obstruction and being told that's because of a curve would just fit together, and I just believe it. But I've thought about it and looked into it a lot, and now I understand that things do get obstructed when they go around a curved surface. And I haven't seen that happen on a flat surface myself, even when I've tried to. So after my own experiments and thoughts about it, it fits. So it's not just a belief.
Okay, I'd love to see though someone to actually come back and go, "Yep, found the curve. There it is. You can see it right there." Right.
Do you think of Stanley's image? Do you think it's fake?
Tony's image.
You can see the curve.
Honestly, I would say it's an image, and all images can be manipulated. And again, you've got atmospheric shit. You've got stuff going on with the lens. You've got stuff going on with then the computer. You've got all sorts of stuff. You're not getting the actual being stood there. And also, I think a lot of it you took through a window as well.
So you're saying, I'd love to see someone say, look, there's the curve I found. But this one time when someone did do that, I just don't believe it.
Well, that's the thing. Can someone take me somewhere and go, oh, look, right, here we go. We've got this 2-mile stretch because we know over this distance there has to be some evidence. There has to be. If we live on this ball of this size, there has to be some kind of evidence. So fine, let's find 2 miles. Let's definitively show us, oh my God, look, there's the ball. And then let's go for another 2 miles and, oh, look, even more of the ball. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'd say to get a really almost what we're going to call colloquially proof of a globe, I think you need to send up a balloon with a camera that you trust is rectilinear enough that you can determine.
But again, it doesn't matter. You've got lenses. You've got the stuff in the atmosphere. You've also got the fact that nobody can agree on what height you should be able to see this curve from.
I'm talking about just proving it to yourself.
I don't need to. I don't need to. I went in an aeroplane once.
I can't see the curve. My first thought is you have to get further away and look back.
Yeah, I've been in an aeroplane once. I've been up on really tall buildings. I've been at the beach plenty of times. I've seen all the same stuff that you've seen. And watching the stuff coming towards me, because I live on a hill, so I can see across the valley and I can see a lot of stuff coming towards me from the distance. And it looks like it's coming up from the ground and going up.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I don't know what that observation means.
I'm just saying, these things I
I
can see for miles and miles and miles.
If you wanted to finally see a curve, I think you have to get a camera up far away from the surface.
I have a camera. But what height? What height? This is what I mean.
And shit.
Loads of people have done that, and yet again, you've still got.
And there's nuance, isn't there? That they either
you've still got the issues with the lenses
and say, "Yeah, we found it."
Yeah, exactly.
Or they say, "We can't be quite sure because we weren't sure how high we went," and then no one believes us. So I'm saying you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, everybody should go and have a look for themselves and figure it out for themselves.
Too much nuance around the ground to prove what the shape of the Earth is. That's what I think.
But when you do anything, you start with what you're trying to measure.
Yeah,
figure out.
So big,
you don't go, oh, hang on, there's a square here. I need to measure that. But first, I'm going to go over to the triangle, sort that one out first, and then it's going to help me work out what I'm standing on.
You shouldn't measure the ground from the ground. I'm saying if you really wanted to see a curve visually, then measuring the ground won't help you. You know, you could do 100 measurements of the ground and get different results, lots of nuance.
Measurement would be great.
In 10 years, I haven't seen the curve.
Measurement would be great, though.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Leonism spent thousands of pounds on a laser and measured drop, didn't it? What do you think about that?
No, Jeranism went out and bought a laser because he's an idiot and thought that that would work over long distances to, prove anything. It
It's a
doesn't.
failed experiment. So is the drop that he found is not valuable fact.
Oh, it's no.
Okay. So that's I wonder. Stanley is fake. Jeranism's fake. You know what would
I
you?
know. I didn't say it was fake.
Well, just wrong results.
I'm just saying maybe the interpretation or something went wrong because I mean we've been discussing this test, this water level stuff for a year, and we still haven't actually got to do it, and it's a bloody good job because along the way we figured out all sorts of shit which Spot-On can probably fill you in on better than I can.
I still feel like I feel like you're in denial a bit of possible truth.
Well,
I'm not
the
saying
only
you're in
thing
denial
is-
of the truth. I'm saying you're kind of in denial of looking and wondering and thinking maybe I'm wrong.
I could always be
Well, you
wrong.
don't think we've all thought that?
I mean, you
Well,
don't
you don't think
seem
it's
open to
question.
the possibility anymore. You seem like you've decided.
Well, not level one.
Yeah.
Oh, the shape of the F on the back.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
no,
not.
you carry
I'm
on,
not.
mate.
I'm not.
You carry on.
Not bothered. But I mean, we're not bothered. We're doing what we're doing to prove.
We want to prove that sea level is horizontal.
Take
We
over for
want
a
to
bit,
see
Spot-On.
if
I
the
need
canal is
5
level.
minutes.
That's what we want to find, if the canal is level, like horizontal. And we're going to try to use a water level to establish if there's any. Well, we've been told there's an 8-inch drop at one end at a mile, so we're going for out there, isn't it? Over.
I think you'll find it if you do it on it.
No.
It's impossible. We said to you earlier, if you walk from one point to the other on the same canal, measure down, there's 8 inches drop the other end. That end. If you walk to that other point and go back the other way, then what are you going to find? We talked about this earlier. You're saying there's intersecting horizontal.
The other ways.
Anyway,
We call it
obviously,
drop, just round the ball.
Okay.
That's just my belief. I've never done it.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, no, I'm sure you've spoke enough about horizontal for one night.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about magic and shit?
Magic.
No, I think
magic.
It's good to listen to.
I believe in magic with a K.
The old kind of magic, you mean?
Sorcery.
Sorcery. Alchemy?
Not space tricks. Alchemy's cool. Soul alchemy.
Slightly wrong.
Okay.
I'm trying to turn my soul into gold. I've never done actual alchemy.
It might hurt. And it might kill
I think
you.
we can cause change in conformity with our will, with enough intention and ritual.
John, you would never be able to do alchemy needs equivalent exchange, and you've got nothing.
I watch a guy who does a bit of alchemy, where it's just dissolving things down into smaller and smaller essences.
It's weird because in my early 20s, I was fascinated by all of the Wiccan stuff, and I bought books, I looked into it, all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, now. That's what I'm into now.
Yeah. See, I started reading the books and then looking at all the stuff and the equipment. I was like,
yeah.
See, I'm not big into being told you need to have this, you need to have this.
I don't follow that either. I'll just have candles. I don't buy a wand or a cape or a pendulum or anything.
I think you just need yourself to.
Yeah. The tools are just to represent ideas and concepts, like the tarot says.
Yeah, I guess. And I kind of agree that there is something out there but whether it's magic or frequencies or
I think it's energies. Magic is taking those energies and using them and directing them.
yeah, because the rice experiment, and then the fact that you can affect water and the way the water is, I don't know, shaped, formed, just with your thoughts.
I think COVID-19 is a magic, ritual, sorcery to like initiate people into a new way, new normal.
Could be. Because it's not.
Alchemy.
Sorry, Buster. No, carry on.
Oh, I was just going to say alchemy is a practice that you do real world, like hands-on, and the turn and let it go was just a philosophical thing that happens inside you when you actually do the work. I'd messed with the spagyrics a little bit, which is the plant side of alchemy, and it's when you go through the process and you see it hands-on, that's when the internal stuff happens. That's that like when Bev was trying to walk through that horizontal and the drop with you. If you don't have a real world hands-on experience of physically measuring something, you can't understand the fallacy that you've got with the two different drops from horizontal. So that's what it's hands-on.
I don't think Bev actually has hands-on experience doing it either, honestly.
He's got the equipment.
He used to be in the building trade as well.
Yeah, but not measuring Earth. He's not got experience measuring Earth.
Yes.
Nobody's talking about measuring the shape of the Earth. We're talking about just measuring level, horizontal.
Measuring the geometry of the ground.
You don't think we'll do that every day?
Yeah, but that doesn't prove the shape of the Earth, does it? Doesn't prove horizontal.
No one's saying it proves the shape of the Earth, but
yeah, there's measurements, there's tools that people use.
What does it prove then?
That level is horizontal. Water is level.
What does that mean?
Water is horizontal. No.
Yeah. If all water is level, on a sphere, are we?
There you go, Dawn.
All water's horizontal.
There you go. Show me curving water.
Fuck, maybe he can learn.
What I'm trying to say is that's your argument. You're trying to pretend you're not arguing for a flat Earth, but you're arguing for all water being horizontal. It's the same thing.
No, just water in general.
Literally just said it. If
Doesn't
water
have
is
to be
horizontal,
all
we're not
water.
on a sphere, then are
Just
we?
the water.
Just patches out, just little bits of water level.
Just the water.
How
I
Water
think
is
he
always
wants
level.
us to. I
If
think he
all
wants
water,
us to say that we're all living on a.
Nah.
Is that what you want us to say?
Nah.
You got a model to argue against, then, Dawn, rather
You're
than
a bit
talking about real life tool.
You're a bit attached
as
to
in
trying to
water.
debunk globe Earth. You're trying to prove it's not a globe. Right?
Or maybe we're trying to prove it is a globe and save us all some bloody heartache.
Exactly. Yeah.
Need more money then.
Need some more money? No, we can do this without money. We're not like the rest of them, dude.
Yeah, you're trying to prove it is a globe or it's not a globe, one or the other.
No, we're just doing a water level.
Horizontal level.
test. That's it.
Water.
Yeah. Nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
It is, that's the assumption, isn't it? If you manage to prove that all water's horizontal, you prove
If that's your
We've got to prove
assumption,
it, we've got to see it first, haven't we? The test's got to be done first.
Yep. But if that's
all
your
I'm saying
assumption,
is when
that's cool.
I use a water level, sorry.
Carry on.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I use a water level, I know what it does. I know that it establishes the horizontal plane.
Yeah, but you're trying to compare that to Earth, saying Earth's horizontal.
That's where I live, innit? So I'm just saying that that's what I do. It's my job.
It's the ground. It's we spend all our time
That's
here.
where I
on
live,
the
isn't it?
ground.
Horizontal Earth is flat Earth, you're just using a different word.
It's definitely not flat, mate. Definitely not flat.
Yeah, and it's definitely not a fucking pizza spinning, flying through space with a stupid dome on it.
Is that your problem, Dawn? Is that your problem?
not
the,
black as mountains.
the implication of what it might be if we find out for it to be that's your problem.
What, sorry?
You have an implication of what it is. Like, we know what reality is, and finding out that reality is like reality is won't make any difference to us.
But we have different assumptions about Earth in our shared reality, right? And you're trying to prove one of them, and I'm not. I'm just
We're just saying that level is horizontal. You have an implication that makes you say that it can't be, I think.
I'm trying to prove level is horizontal. I'm with you on the journey, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
That's what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to prove Earth is horizontal. The water and the Earth.
No. Right, I'll go back to it. Somebody once told me, right, that saying level is horizontal is child abuse, right? So I had to go and prove it. Now, I already think I've proved it. I've already proved it, as in through geometry. I've proved it many times through geometry and many more times logically. Right, I've never had to explain an up-down walk, right? Because that's horizontal, right? That's the straight line that you imagine is curved with an up-down walk.
You haven't proved that level can't be curved, ever.
How? It's perpendicular, isn't it?
No, that's not. Level has loads of meanings. Level does not mean perpendicular to vertical.
Does it not?
Oh, if I put my speaker against the wall, that means the vertical side of the speaker is level with the wall. Well, nothing at all.
No, that's not what it
level
means.
is just some form of reference to something else.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
know.
matter where it is or what
That is
direction.
right.
Yeah.
One of the meanings.
No, you've never worked with level, Dawn. You've never done anything. I mean, you saying you can put wallpaper on a wall level because you just stick it to the wall. Ridiculous. That's not what it means.
Yes, it is. It's one of the meanings.
No.
Level is horizontal.
Sometimes.
No.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
So where a water level in particular.
If someone builds a nice building and you look at the brickwork on the wall and you say, that's really well, that's done really level all the way up from the bottom to the top. It's not horizontal, is it? It's a vertical wall.
All of the courses of brick would be horizontal, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you're talking about the level of the coursing, yeah.
Vertical lines can be level.
No. They would be
Well,
plumb.
if you say that on site, you
You're
get laughed
denying
at, mate.
definitions of words if you say no.
That's your different
Level
uses of
horizontal.
words.
It's in the fucking dictionary.
Go on. Where?
You say perpendicular if it's vertical. You know, it's like it's vertical, right? Not level.
Plumb.
You use a level to establish it, maybe, but yeah, level the tool, not level the word as in establish a horizontal plane.
Well, even when you try to level a vertical pole, you have to use the perpendicular level to level it. It's not. You're using the horizontal level perpendicular to the vertical to level the vertical pole.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the way you establish vertical is with the horizontal core level inside the actual spirit level. Is that what you're saying, Master?
Yeah. The level you're using is the 90. It's that perpendicular horizontal that is your reference to level the vertical. So,
Yeah.
You're just making it perpendicular.
Yeah, so people say, is it level? That's referring to the horizontal.
Yeah.
If it's plumb, then it's, if you're plumb, then it's vertical. Like, you can't say that the vertical's level, because then they'll think you're talking about the horizontal.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have something that's plumb with the level.
Just
Sorry,
saying,
go on.
you would not want to get that confused in building. I agree. In building, level is usually referring to the horizontal.
Yeah.
But if you're spotting up vertical lines or curves in your paving or anything like that, you say, are they level with each other?
No,
That's
you
one of
don't.
the main-
No, you don't.
Yes,
No.
you do.
No.
Say that again, sorry. Sorry, do you mind repeating that? I missed that.
You might use the word level in building to talk about two door frames, the two either sides of a door frame, the two vertical sides. Are they level with each other?
No, you wouldn't know.
No, you would definitely
yeah.
wouldn't do
You
that.
say, are they parallel to each other?
Yeah.
Are they, same distance away from each other?
But you
Are they
wouldn't.
plumb?
Does that
One's
look right?
plumb, then the other one
Because
isn't parallel.
you would have already measured it, right? You wouldn't need to ask somebody. You just go, does that look right? Because you would be able to
Well,
measure it.
No. Yeah, also, if you stood back at a door frame when someone, is that level? They'll go, what, the head?
Yeah.
I agree. You don't usually use
Right.
it for that. It can be used.
Yeah, well, you don't use it for anything else then,
Mm.
in construction. You use it for level.
I'll agree with you that level usually means horizontal.
Thank you.
That's not agreeing with him, right? Because he said it
Okay,
always
understood.
means horizontal, right?
It doesn't always mean horizontal because I'm looking at a list of about 30 definitions and it means all sorts of different things.
Yeah, when you're referring to the position.
Some of them are not talking
when
about
you-
horizontal at all.
When you look at the water level in your teacup, is it like level?
Like, is it level anything other than horizontal?
I don't know what you mean now. But put two definitions. Verb, give a flat and even surface to. So that can be done on a vertical. And then the other definition is not having risen or fallen unchanged. That can also happen on a vertical. The two ways you use the word level.
Oh,
It can also be vertical or curved.
Vertical isn't level. When I level a door frame, it's based on getting it in perfect 90 with the horizontal. You don't level vertical,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
in reference to
the
the.
only way you can either do it with a. You got two ways of doing the door, haven't you? You got using a plumb line, you could drop a plumb line down. That'll establish a vertical. But other than that, all you got to go on is the level, and that level
Big
is horizontal.
square. Me personally, I'd level the head and then use a square for the.
Well, yeah, you can.
As long as your door line ends nice and
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
But anytime I'm doing a vertical, the bubble level and the spirit level is you reference off of it. It's a horizontal. It's left to right. It's you can stick a square on it and it's going to square it up. But to make sure it's level, like you're saying, based like a plumb bob, if you're using a spirit level, it's one that's horizontal that you're using to reference the vertical.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
you'd
so
use
it's,
them both
level.
in
Let's
conjunction.
Go back to the. Sorry, mate. Go on.
I was just saying, like from a joinery point of view, you would use the level and the square in conjunction to make sure that either it's vertical and square with the head, or horizontal and square with the jambs and all of that down the sides.
So where else are we talking about level can mean anything other than horizontal?
I'll just
Like level-headed, you could say level-headed.
I'll just explain two definitions.
On the level, to be honest.
Give
Yeah,
a
on the
flat
level.
and even give a flat and even surface to something.
Mm-hmm. Flat
when
and
you
even.
Horizontal.
Plaster a
Yeah.
wall. You make all the plaster level, right? When you plaster a wall.
Who does that? Is that in the dictionary?
It's one of the things. One of
What,
the meanings.
plaster a wall?
Give a flat and even surface to.
Is the plaster wall level?
Yeah.
No, you
Level
say
with
Is
verb. Give a flat and even
have you used
surface.
the straight edge.
You want a level?
I have multiple
If you were
levels.
looking across the plane like a floor,
I'm going to tell you guys, level nearly always means horizontal. So I don't I think we, as a group, we can
Always.
move past this. I agree with you. Level is
Oh, cool.
horizontal in 99% of the time.
Right, so
And
no
someone made up
curvature.
something and put it in a dictionary. Someone obviously doesn't work in construction and puts it in a dictionary about.
Sometimes the word is used not in reference to horizontal surfaces, but most of the time, level is horizontal. I agree with you guys.
Yeah, no.
But you need to measure it. What you're talking about is proving sea level is horizontal.
No.
No,
just,
no.
Just level.
Just a tool,
Show
mate.
something like that.
Just a tool.
Water at rest.
Just a tool, mate.
Are you just trying to prove that a word means something? You're just
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to prove word level means
Yeah,
horizontal.
it's a load of people have told us that it isn't. It can't be. It's definitely not. We're retarded for even thinking that it is. How can you possibly think it is? You mental case. You child abuser, you. I hope you don't teach children that sort of stuff. So yeah, we go in. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Talk to your child abuser because they think you're teaching your children Earth's definitely flat.
No, I'm teaching him level is horizontal because
Do you teach them
it
most of the
is.
You teach them sometimes people use that word in other ways as well.
What, level not
Yeah.
being horizontal? I
It's
tell
the
some
word
mental
level.
case people think that you can walk up down.
Do you teach them that the word level has 30 definitions? It doesn't always mean perfectly
It's got
horizontal.
this. We've got 91 definitions, I think, in that one
Do you
that
teach
we've
them
got
that?
on the site.
Do you just say level is always horizontal, or do you say the word level?
We've took him out, right? He's got a camera, and
all the time.
we've gone out and we've done. I've shown him how the level works, what it is, how it happens, how the geometry works behind it. He's actually been out there. I mean, I'd say that my son, but in fact both of them, have done more measuring of the land than you have. I'd say both of those are more experienced at talking about this than you are.
I'm talking about it. Oh, no. That can't be right. Well, let's get him on to debate me, and then we'll see about that.
Debate you? You want to get a 14-year-old child on to debate you on what he's done with a camera and a water level?
More experienced about talking about this.
We didn't say debate. Yeah, but why does that turn into a debate?
Oh, okay. Discussion.
A discussion on what you imagine and what he's
Everyone
actually
else
done
with me.
and seen.
And we'll see who's more experienced about talking about it.
Dawn.
Anyway, I agree with you. He's done more work than me on measuring. How old is he? 14. So I think soon, as the years progress, you'll get a lot more questions. And he'll say, I've looked in the dictionary, Dad, and level actually means lots of different things. It's not always horizontal.
So then we've
According
got a
to the Cambridge
website.
Dictionary.
Dawn, we've got a website with all of the definitions that we can find for level on it.
You put this one in, give a flat and even surface to, not having
Yeah,
risen or
flat
fallen.
and even surface. Yeah, that sounds good.
Give a flat and even surface to.
Yep.
It's a level thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds
Well,
So
good.
they don't need to tell you that that's not vertical because it's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah. And like, you know, you'd have to be a bit simple, like to read all of the other definitions
yeah.
and then go, well, this one can obviously be at any position at all.
Yes, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's not true. That's not what it means.
Yes.
No,
Give a
it's
flat
not.
and even surface to.
Yeah.
It doesn't say only to a horizontal, does it? It says to, full stop.
Okay.
To anything. Any curve, any surface, any vertical, any upside down roof. If you make it flat and even, you're leveling it. That's
Okay.
one of the uses of the word.
Brilliant,
as
Dawn.
described in the
Yeah,
Cambridge.
how many is that? Where did you find that to?
On the internet with one search.
Which dictionary is it?
This is the first verb meaning.
Yeah.
level.
Which dictionary is that, please?
Oxford.
Oxford. Yeah. What else does it? Is that one or is that it? Is that the only thing that the dictionary says about?
Loads of definitions. Most of them.
Most of them say.
Most of them refer to horizontal.
Yeah. So you look at all of those ones, the horizontal. Find one that says a flat and even surface, doesn't mention horizontal, and you go, I'll have that one, and I'll put it at vertical.
Oh no, I'm showing you what you deny so that you can see it's true and not deny.
Oh dear.
I'm not cherry picking to be a cunt. You've denied it exists, so I've gone and found it and said, look, here it is.
What exists?
Definition of level that doesn't pertain horizontal at all.
Your meaning that doesn't really make any sense.
Definition
Level.
don't pertain to horizontal at all.
Okay.
All right, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, but I mean, at least it's flat, right?
Let's say we've got a curved ocean, atmosphere, and there's no waves. We'll say,
do you have a chance of a curved flat as well as you're up down walking?
Yes, I'll talk about that now. Thank you. Yes, what we consider flat can be nuanced, so we don't know if it's flat unless we measure it. We can only measure as close as our knife can go. So we're never going to know if something's totally flat. There's always nuance, like we say. That looks flat, and you go up close, you zoom in, and it's actually got loads of bumps.
Right, so in reality, like flat...
You have to check it's flat.
Flat is two-dimensional, right?
Might be curved. You have to check it's flat.
No. Flat, it means two-dimensional, doesn't it? And also, when we say a plane, that's a mathematical term that also means two-dimensional.
It's talking about a 2D plane, yeah.
Yeah. Well, a 2D plane.
A 3D.
What's a 3D plane?
A 2D plane can exist in a 3D.
Yeah, of course it can. You move the 3D, the 2D plane like it's as though it's on a horizontal parallel, and you can move it on the Z-axis, can't you? Up and down.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat is horizontal if you measure it.
No. Listen, flat is two-dimensional. Horizontal and level is a very particular position for that flat plane surface.
So you agree flat can be vertical?
Flat can be in any angle, anywhere you want. Right? It's just a two-dimensional surface. Right? The moment you say level, you fix that two-dimensional surface into the horizontal.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. Being all of the time with me, and...
all the time with you.
Yeah.
Most of the time with normal people that have read the dictionary and all the definitions.
Read the dictionary. It's interesting.
Level can also mean to aim a weapon.
Yep.
He leveled his pistol.
Yep.
That is in reference to horizontal, pretty much, isn't it? Because you won't want to be shooting upwards or downwards.
You do normally shoot upwards a bit, though, don't you? But your aim is through the scope.
On top of the hill.
Usually, you shoot if you're in a duel. You shoot someone. You level your weapon horizontally, don't you, towards the opponent?
Well, I don't know.
On a hill, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to level a horizontal pistol. Like, really, you'd need a tool.
Another definition
like
here is
like a level.
A little bubble on it.
Yeah,
like
you
a little
need
bubble on the top of your pistol.
Make something, especially a score in sport, equal or similar.
Equal, balance. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, equal's a good word.
We leveled the scoreboard.
Yeah. Balance
equal,
again.
Yeah.
Equal or balanced.
We're about level on our flat Earth banter.
Who's been talking about the flat Earth? Are you one of those ones that are obsessed with the shape of the Earth, are you?
I think it's the only way he brings it up.
Yeah. We keep getting these people in here that are really obsessed with it. It's weird. All of us. That's all of us, right, Don?
Here we go. I've got another one, yeah, that isn't about horizontal this time. Having the same relative position, not in front or behind. And here's the example. The car backed rapidly until it was level with me. So that's not about horizontal, is it? But they're using the word level.
I don't know. What in reference to what? The car.
Yeah. He accelerated from behind.
Do you want to draw us a picture?
Now we were level.
Draw us a picture, Don. Go on.
I was winning, but now we're level. Because he accelerated up to my position.
Yeah. Level, equal.
So same relative position.
Yeah. Equal.
Jesus.
That doesn't pertain to horizontal, does it? Same relative position can be
Balance, equal, even.
Same relative position on a curve, level.
Where is it horizontal then? The curves are like a horizontal, and they're all but on the horizontal. Yeah.
You're both walking up a curved hill, but you're at relative positions, so you're level.
Yeah, like a contour line. You're both on that relative position, or on the same vertical height above the sea level, right?
And 2D line, yeah, you're on a horizontal, but
yeah,
no, you're not on horizontal. Sorry, you're on a flat line, straight line. This is where I get tricked.
It's not a straight line. That wasn't a trick, Don. That you slipped up there. You slipped up. You talked about reality, and then you had to turn back and realise that they can't actually be horizontal slices.
Oh yeah.
Who sent you in, Don? I thought you said you were lonely.
I left gems and exposed them with video, and then I got banned from 2 drone servers for talking about not wearing masks.
So
and then
this was your last sort of
bored, and I
stop,
was sitting here for half an hour wondering what to do, and I thought I'll join on the server again.
Well,
so not too bad, sort of 4th, 5th on the list.
That was about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time in here arguing something that you don't know anything about. Admittedly.
I know as much as you guys do about the horizontal nature of Earth.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we just believe different things.
No, he's definitely wrong, because I know.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, it's
you just believe you know. I actually do know.
Yeah, there's a difference between belief and that something that's been proven.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know it's a globe, but I'm pretty sure.
Right, you come in here and give us a load of shit about it.
Hey, I believe in unicorns because I saw some on a film, and I've seen some photos of them. Therefore, I believe in them.
Therefore, they're real.
And there's a definition of unicorns.
Yeah, there is. And I think it's wrote into some book, isn't it? Isn't there
everywhere.
A unicorn in a few books?
It's a rhino.
Seems to have gone quiet, like.
But I must say, Dawn, ever since I've started questioning whether or not should be questioned or not on level, I've learned so much more, and it's been good, in here and in and around, and learned quite a bit. And I'm like you have, I'm sure.
Yes, I have.
Otherwise,
stuff. What I like to learn is about the semantics and etymology of words. So when we debate what a word means,
finding one example.
I find it quite interesting.
Amongst 100.
Yeah.
Cherry
picking.
It can mean that sometimes.
What's your favourite word?
Working out.
Abracadabra.
Oh.
Just magic.
I don't know.
Like
I like the word Lucifer. Horus sticks in my mind quite a lot.
Okay, but what about in the context of you say you like the meaning of words, and what is your favourite word and why?
Religare, religion, to tie or bind. It's quite a cool meaning. but not everyone knows. So it's like an occulted etymology.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Well, hey, go and look it up, everyone.
And so that's the original.
Nah,
religion.
no, that's not the original. That's not the meaning now. It's changed.
Not the meaning now. No, that's the etymology. That's the old what it actually meant before they started
What, a
using
bit
it.
like level?
Yeah.
Before they started creating dictionaries with alternative meanings.
I'll give you that the word's meanings have been distorted over time. I'll give that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Reality is it. Water is level. Simple. That's it.
Words are spells. Spells.
Yeah.
You know.
Someone's cast a few on you, I reckon.
We can be confused by how words are changing over time and stuff like that.
And how words are ordered and everything.
That's why the proofs that we can hold with actually knowing and having the knowledge are so important, right? Because the words only are used to describe something. When you actually have the proof, you hold the proof. It's a personal thing. I mean, you haven't got it, so you don't know about it. It's okay. But that's what we're saying here, is that there is a difference between a proof and having the knowledge of something and a belief in it. Two completely different things.
I think when you're really convinced of a belief, you want to call it a knowledge, don't you? This is what gnosis is. Like when you've experienced God, or you
This is a water level. It's not God. It's a tube with water in it. Now, don't be making it into something it isn't.
Talking about what knowledge means, it doesn't always mean fact.
The magic.
You know it. Doesn't mean it's a fact.
What do you think about admitting?
Knowledge not mean fact.
It doesn't mean fact.
If it's not factual proof, then it's not knowledge.
Well, tell that to all the Christians
Oh.
all over the world.
They've experienced it, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they've experienced it. That's my point. You experience something and you decide it's knowledge. That doesn't make it a fact.
Have you experienced it, Don?
I haven't directly experienced God, no.
Right. So, why? Who are you to say then?
I just think it's true, and I would say I know it, but not through experience, just through thought.
That's a contradiction in itself, that.
Yeah, I'd now say the same as level. The word knowledge has lots of meanings, but you can look some of them up.
Do you ever admit that you don't know things?
Yeah, sure.
And do you learn from that?
I don't know it's a globe. I don't like to say I know in that way. I'd rather say I know there's a God, or I know there's a spirit world.
Okay. So, like when we discuss saying like water level and horizontal and things like that, it doesn't mean that. I mean, for instance, I have no idea how big where we live truly is. No idea. No idea what's out there.
Well, I don't know.
Not for sure. And then if you keep going, you know, you don't know.
I've got some idea it might be similar to what most people say. I'd say.
Yeah, but when you put on like saying to us, "Oh, you think this, you think that," it's no. I have no idea what the Earth is. No idea.
I guess I'll try and rephrase. I think break the argument. You're trying to show that it's not a globe, and you found it's different, right? And I'm just saying that's generally is the same as flat Earth. It's just not as far. You're not trying to prove it's a flat AE pizza inside an ice wall, but you are trying to prove the general idea that it's not a globe. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to hang all the flat Earth on you.
Okay, as long as we're agreed on that. But it's still just horizontal.
You know, when someone says we're just trying to show what's horizontal or level is horizontal, I can agree. Level is horizontal is just semantics. I agree. Most of the time it is. But when you're trying to show that, it still seems to me like you're trying to show Earth isn't a globe.
Maybe it isn't.
Can't be.
We're just trying to show people what it is.
Generally, the only celestial sphere that I've seen is the moon, and I'm pretty sure it's a sphere.
It's a sphere, though.
Never seen the other planets. All they are is twinkles to me. The other ones, I haven't got a telescope.
How do you know the moon's a sphere, though?
I don't know. I just assume because it looks really like one.
Yeah, so you just assume.
Yeah.
So
That assumption makes me assume Earth might be one. Might be one. Because I assume the moon is definitely one. I then assume Earth might be one. I've seen them exist. Big spheres in space. I know they exist because I've seen them.
Big floaty
Big shape
balls.
exist. But how can they be spheres, though?
Well,
If
I
you
don't know
can't-
about all of them. I've only seen NASA first and amateur telescope images. But I think with the moon, it's very easy to see because it seems to be closer or bigger because everyone's got an image of it and they all seem to match. And they look exactly like a sphere.
And you always get the same picture when you zoom into the moon. You always get the same image.
Got loads of pictures of unicorns.
Yeah.
Like loads. They all match up. They all look like
I
unicorns.
can't believe all of those pictures of the moon are zoomed in photos of them. Believe it?
No. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying.
you always get the same image of the moon. They all say that there's craters and differences in height and stuff around the moon. But how do you prove that?
Well, I would say what I know is that the
Off the
patterns that they show on the really nice pictures that are zoomed in, the patterns they show, I can see that pattern myself. I can see the general pattern matching. When I look at the moon.
Image of the moon. You can't see like round the back or round the side or under the moon's skirt or.
Not seeing around the back is a cool thing about the moon. It's hard for globe Earth and flat Earth to explain.
So how can it be a sphere if it's not proven that?
The front looks like a sphere. Not seeing the back is weird. Weird on any model.
The front looks like a sphere. That you know.
I know, but yeah, in
No,
life,
we never see the back. We never see the back.
Let's say you walk down a corridor in a school and you look through the open door to the gym.
Yeah.
And you see a basketball. You don't say, I'm not sure that is actually a ball. It might be a fake hemisphere. Because I haven't seen the back yet. You just think that looks like a ball. We're not tricked on every level, every minute of the reality. It's probably a ball.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said before that the moon was definitely a sphere.
I don't know, definitely. I'm pretty sure, though. More sure than I know about the Earth.
You said before, and I quote, the moon is definitely a sphere.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with it if you want. I mean, definitely 99%.
Definitely 99%. Or
I'm sure it's a sphere. I'm pretty definite on it.
You're pretty definite, or is that 100% definite?
do you reckon they've been there?
It might be.
Dawn.
Might be a big illusion, by God.
Have they been there?
Flying in space.
Have the
Maybe in an
the little men in the little rocket ships been there?
I don't know about that. I think they might have tried. I don't know if they landed, but what they showed us definitely wasn't true.
Okay.
thing is, what gets me is you know, Dawn, that the government talks shit, and
Yeah, it's very against the government. I think
and
they're right.
yeah, it's not there to help us. They
Nope.
do everything they can to basically manipulate us and control us.
Yeah, they try and hide everything, don't they?
Yeah, so I just don't get why this is like so far removed from your thinking.
I was going to say earlier, I believe we're lied to on every level. I tried to say just that what I meant was nature doesn't seem to lie to us with illusions on every level. But I do think we live in like lie, and we build up false pretenses and the government lies. I think they would lie about this if they could pull it off. and they planned it. They knew it would work and make us, whatever they wanted from it would happen, then they would try and do that. I just don't think they're capable of lying about the full environment we're in. There's lots of evidence for a globe, but they can't do
Well,
that.
hang on. Just stop a minute and look around the whole world. What is happening now?
Oh, it's nuts, I know.
We're all...
Like a movie or worse.
And it's everywhere. Everybody is under the same thing. It's exactly the same.
Sorcery,
Exactly the
brainwashing,
same.
indoctrination.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah, and so if that is possible, that they have completely brainwashed the whole world for this, why not that?
Very true.
Yeah, no, I think they would do this. They could. If they could, they would. Would try.
They would, and they have. They've lied about everything to us. Everything. Which means we have to go out and work it out for ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the only things that you really can prove are to yourself on a very basic level. What's right in front of you, what you can see, what you can touch, that kind of thing.
The rest is like a stretch of trust in it.
Back to simple, how people used to work.
I don't trust government or ruling elites at all anymore, ever again. Unless they're a different type, a different breed, and they're like me.
There should be no elite. What do you know about?
General consensuses of humanity sometimes, and I guess I still trust
Even though you've just said that the whole world can be brainwashed into believing this thing that we're going through at the moment, you still have hope. And you've spent how long in gems, and you still have hope that these people are suddenly going to go, oh my God, I see it all ever so clearly.
No,
some people just, they can't get it. They can't see it.
They're capable of lying about the whole environment, so I think that's why they lie about viruses instead. Because they haven't got the power to lie about the whole environment, because we own ships and we own telescopes. So they just couldn't hide that from us.
But all they've done is hide it in plain sight. They've just used what is really there and done some clever word games and added a few things in this magic gravity, and all of a sudden you've got this wonderful story of a ball.
Maybe.
Just with a few ingredients. It doesn't take a lot. And it's just, I don't know.